Tigers, let's be their roar. Hi everyone, I'm Delisha Kaur, and I'm going to be speaking about tigers and why it's crucial that we play our part in conserving them. I've chosen to speak about this topic today because the tiger is an animal that is quite close to my heart. Ever since I was young, I've been to many zoos, and at each and every one of them, I've seen the same thing. Tigers being locked up in cages, not able to roam around freely in the jungle due to our various wrongdoings. I've always been the kind of person that believes that all animals and plants deserve as many rights as we humans do, and that this world is not ours to conquer and rule. This is why it isn't surprising that the act of locking tigers up in cages or any form of violence towards tigers has always deeply disturbed me. Therefore, I have come here today to address this issue, to encourage all of us here to stand for our animals' rights, especially tigers, because at the end of the day, without tigers, our lives would not be the same. The tiger is not just any other wildlife animal, but so much more. It is beyond comparable and definitely irreplaceable. Did you know tigers are also known as the umbrella species? We call them so because by protecting tigers, we are also indirectly protecting other species of animals that make up the ecological community of the habitat. Tigers are also widely known for their bravery and their courage. This is why we Malaysians have made them our country's pride by placing them on our national emblems and naming them after our football teams, such as Harimau Malaya. I'm sure most of you here know Harimau Malaya, right? However, this animal that is of so much significance to us is decreasing in number day by day. Yes, tigers are endangered, and soon enough, they could become extinct. Did you know that currently there are about 300 tigers left in the world, as compared to in the early 1950s when there were about 3,000 of them? From this, we can conclude that there has been a drastic decrease in the number of tigers in the past few decades. Soon enough, if action is not taken, we will not see tigers walk around our planet anymore. Have you ever wondered what would happen if tigers became extinct? The entire ecosystem would become imbalanced. Why do I say so? Because some species of animals would have a very high population, while others would be decreasing in number drastically. But what exactly is causing the extinction of tigers? One of the main reasons is because of tiger poaching. Tiger parts are placed at a very high rate in the legal market due to high demand by people, especially in the Asian region. There are various reasons why people tend to purchase tiger parts. Some people purchase tiger parts for use as sacred objects, aphrodisiacs, or as medicine. There are also people who purchase tiger skin for use as clothes or maybe even household decorations. Others tend to believe that by simply owning a part of a tiger symbolizes how powerful and superior they are. Rationally speaking though, how does killing a life make that person someone people look up to, someone people would be inferior of? Instead, I believe people with such mentality deserve no respect and should be told off for what they're doing. Because of people with such mentality, poachers are easily drawn towards tiger poaching in the means of earning money fast. These poachers could kill the life of an entire animal just for a small part of the animal. For example, they could kill and take the life of a whole tiger just for its claw or its tooth. Not only tigers, but many other animals are also losing their lives because of poaching, such as the elephants, which are hunted for their ivory tusks. When a human is murdered, the entire matter is taken so seriously and the murderer is charged. So why aren't we applying the same rules for animals? Until this very date, poachers are able to walk outside freely with no guilt, no fear of being caught, even though what they're doing is clearly wrong. In Malaysia, the main reason Malayan tigers are hunted is also because of tiger poaching. Malayan tigers are hunted for Chinese medicinal purposes, as ancient culture states they have medicinal qualities. For example, they are hunted for their tooth, which is believed to be able to cure chronic illnesses and high fevers, and also their whiskers, which is said to cure toothaches. Due to this, Malayan tigers are placed at a very high rate in the legal market. Therefore, it isn't surprising that currently it is estimated that there are more tigers in clinic shelves and pharmacies compared to in the forest. Another reason why tigers are hunted is because of the loss of habitat due to deforestation. When we think of condominiums, shopping malls, and theme parks, have you ever wondered where do we get the land to build all of these buildings? By clearing the forest, of course. And when we do so, global warming occurs and we complain that the weather is just too hot, right? However, have you ever wondered what about the animals that solely depended on the jungle as their home or for their supply of food? Just imagine you losing your home suddenly or you not having your meals 3 times a day. How would you feel? Would you ever complain about the weather being hot again? Basically, what I'm trying to say here is that these tigers and many other animals have it way worse than us when we carry out deforestation. When we do so, they lose everything from food to a place they could once call home. So, what do tigers do during situations like these? They are forced to migrate in search of a new habitat. That is, if they have somewhere to go. In some of the more isolated areas or developed surrounding areas, these tigers do not have much of an option of somewhere else to migrate to. Thus, they're forced to remain in that small piece of land until they're either hunted, captured and placed in zoo cages, or maybe even until they die. In more accessible forests, these tigers would migrate to another habitat. Personally though, I feel that their journey in migration is one of the toughest parts. Why do I say so? Because these tigers are forced to walk kilometers and kilometers in search of food. Although there is an abundance of wild boars and pigs in the forest, I still do not believe that it is enough to meet the demand of the people in the forest, of the animals, in the forest. So, sometime later, the animals would have an interspecific competition among the different species of animals for the limited amount of supply of food there is. This would result in some of the tigers losing their lives. I'm not saying that we should stop carrying out deforestation, but we should definitely do it at a reasonable rate. Another reason why tigers are facing extinction is because of the rise in sea levels and climate change, specifically the Bengal tigers in Sundarbans, a coastal area in Bangladesh. What do I mean when I say the rise in sea levels? The rise in sea levels is caused by the warming of ocean water, which is when water warms, it expands and takes up more space. So when the rise in sea levels occurs in the coastal areas, such as Sundarbans, the area is covered in water and the Bengal tigers would have to migrate somewhere else. Though this particular issue only affects a specific species of tiger in a specific habitat, I still believe that this is an issue that needs to be addressed to ensure Bengal tigers do not become extinct. By now, some of you might be asking, but how can we help? How can we save our tigers? Well, there are quite a few ways we can help to conserve our tigers. And don't worry, they're really simple and you wouldn't have to go to jungles to execute them. Firstly, we can try to convince people to not purchase animal parts. How do we do so? We can educate them on the penalties faced for a person in possession of animal parts. For example, did you know in Malaysia, if a person is caught in possession of animal parts, the person would be charged in court under the Wildlife Conservation Act 2010, and if found guilty, would have to pay a fine of 5,000 ringgit and may even have to serve a jail sentence? How else can we help save our tigers? We can help. Before I elaborate further on my next point, let me tell you a short story. The rainforest in the Indonesian island of Sumatra is a habitat for Sumatran tigers. However, this rainforest has lost over half of its trees to paper and pure pulp industries, resulting in the Sumatran tigers losing their habitat. So it is important that we realize we should reduce deforestation. But how do we do so? We, as consumers, should purchase Forest Stewardship Council, or better known as FSC certified products, instead of pure pulp products. Besides FSC certified products, we can also purchase RSPO products. RSPO stands for Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil, and its aim is to transform markets to produce more sustainable palm oil. RSPO has also created a set of environmental criteria to make sure that they produce more certified palm oil. We should also purchase recycled products instead of pure pulp products. If we consumers do so, the paper industries would automatically increase their production of recycled products. Students, I know that in school we tend to use a lot of paper, right? However, there are also a few ways we can help to reduce our usage of paper. For example, instead of doing our notes on papers, why not use Microsoft Word or such related apps? If we do so, we're not only going to reduce our usage of paper, but you wouldn't have a hard time remembering where you kept those notes anymore. Another way we can help to reduce deforestation, the extinction of tigers is by giving donations to non-governmental organizations such as World Wildlife Fund, or better known as WWF. Besides WWF, there are also a few other non-governmental organizations that have made it their goal to conserve tigers, such as the Malaysian Conservation Alliance for Tigers, or better known as MICAT. In 2003, MICAT had initiated a project called Malayan Tiger Conservation Project. This project aims to protect our tiger populations and their habitats by educating the public and raising awareness among the public about tiger poaching. They have also carried out a campaign called the MICAT Trees for Tigers campaign. This campaign aims to raise light on the issue that the tigers are losing their forest, they are losing their habitat. So this campaign aims to encourage and convince the public to sponsor trees to help save the forest for our tigers. Earlier, I also did address the issue regarding the effect of climate change on Bengal tigers. Fortunately, there are also non-governmental organizations that focus on climate change, such as Power Shift Malaysia. Power Shift Malaysia cares about the climate change and the UNFCCC COP24 policy negotiation. Due to non-governmental organizations like these, we get to live in a better environment. So it is only fair that we too play our parts by giving donations or volunteering in their numerous projects. Last but not least, I believe us youth play a vital role in the conservation of tigers. One of the main reasons tigers are not conserved totally yet is because many people are still unaware about how serious this issue has become. We live in an era where technology is everything, where we can send and spread information so easily. So why not use it for the good? I'm sure most of us here have apps like Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, right? All we have to do is send pictures, send videos regarding tiger conservation or violation towards tigers to our friends and family. By doing so, we are raising awareness among the public. I believe one of the most effective ways to help conserve tigers is by carrying out protests or fighting and standing together as one. Because if we do so, we can create the greatest uproar the world has ever heard. But before we can do that, we need to raise awareness among the public so that they realize how serious this issue is and start taking action. Since we also do live in a modern era, maybe we could create an app that would enable us to know the latest updates on tiger conservation and also allow us to donate money towards tiger conservation more easily. How would you like it if you grew up someday with a realization that your own kin, your own child, would not even know what a tiger is? Wouldn't you feel bad for them? Unfortunately, by then, it would be too late. Therefore, action needs to be taken immediately. In a nutshell, we, not only tigers, but all animals deserve to be on this planet as much as we humans do. This is why we should stand together, be it the youth or the elderly. Together, we are unstoppable. We all need to play our respective roles towards helping tiger conservation. And I am sure that if we do that, someday, the issue regarding tiger conservation would need not be addressed anymore. So let's all stand together and fight for our tigers' rights. Let's be our tigers' roar. Thank you.